Hello there and welcome back to my Cactus Cuties class. My name is Julie Kettlewell and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in the UK. And this is card number 2 of 4 that I will be sharing today. And I'm using the Cactus Cuties stamp set and coordinating punch. We made this card earlier if you were watching. If not, you can go back and watch that video later. And we're doing something completely different for the next card, in that it's a little bit more, not as bright in colour, and it's a little bit more traditional in the colours that plants and plant pots may be. So I want to talk you through the pack and what you have. You have a card base that is soft sea foam, so it's from the Subtles, and it's one of the palest, if not probably the palest green that we do. You've got a piece of Cajun Craze, which could be a colour that you've never used or don't have. And then you've got a piece of basic white, and you should also have some linen thread. Now, you need this piece of paper. It has that on the other side, so you can put that to one side just for now. And this is going to be the cardstock that we stamp on. Now, very similar to last time's card, if you watched that one, we are going to use Granny Apple Green to stamp all of the plants. Now, I'm actually going to cut all these out. I've not stamped that very well. I just thought that let's use the emergency side. We do sell double-sided cardstock at Stampin' Up. Okay, so that is that one. Then I'm going to stamp the chunky one. And then I'm going to stamp, I am going to cut all of these out, even though we have a punch that does punch some of them out. I'm going to stamp that one there. So that's all my green stamping. Now I am going to use 3 different ink pads for the pots. You don't have to. I did say you need Calypso Coral, so you could just do these in Calypso Coral. So I am going to start with the one that I stamped in Calypso Coral, which is this one. Stamp that there. And then I have used Cajun Craze for the other pot. Oops, I need that on a block. Pop that there. It's a bit, I've not stamped that very particularly well. This is why we need a mat underneath as well. And then I am going to use Pale Papaya for this one. Just need to... Okay, which is one of last year's in colours. Well, that's stamped lovely, actually. So I am going to cut all of these out. Now, you can pause and rewind this video if you need to catch up. You can ask me questions because I am sat here at home. It's Saturday morning. But I am sat here on the live chat. Happy to help. So like we did on the first project, I'm going to leave a little bit of a gap, well, a little bit of white space around the image. Like that. And I will say, with this stamp set, you do need a mat underneath a foam pad because it's a photopolymer set. What I'm going to do with this one, I'm just going to show you the chunky cactus. I have layered this one up with foam pads and I have glued it to the pot. So I'm actually going to leave some white there so I can stick it to the pot, and the same with this one. I'm going to leave a little white edge. And I'm going to leave a little bit like that, so hopefully you can see that. And then I'm going to cut my pots out. I love that these pots do stamp really well. And plants and succulents and cacti are really, really on trend at the minute. This is the Cajun Craze one. Again, if you don't have all the colours, just use the Calypso. I did say that was the colour that you needed. Or crumb cake could work, or soft suede could work. I've got that one there. And then finally, the papaya one. Again, I'm leaving a little white line around. There we go. So we've got all three of them. Okay. So I can put those to one side. They didn't take too long to cut out, did they? And I can grab this piece of soft seafoam paper from the Sunshine and Rainbows free celebration. Only 9 days left to get these for free. I'm going to cut it to 9 centimetres by 13.3. 9 by 13.3. And then that will sit in there like that, you see. Now what I am going to do, I am going to use my Cajun Craze, and I am going to stamp the Just a Note sentiment on the top left, directly onto the paper. Now this is something that I've been doing quite a bit lately, and if it's a small pattern, it's pale, it's not too busy, it does work really well. So let me do that there like that. Really pleased with that. If you don't have Cajun Craze, you could use basic grey, or you could use Calypso Coral. I'm just going to have a drink of tea. And I forgot to say in my first video, thank you to the ladies who joined the class, and welcome. Because I do have a new lady taking part today, so welcome to Jenny. Right, and what I'm going to do is, you had some linen thread, I've kept mine on the spool, but you can wrap it round twice. I'm going to turn it upside down and tie it in a bow here. That is the right hand side when it's up, down, upside down, up, down, upside down, but it will be the left hand side when I turn it back. Okay, so I've just tied my lovely, I love this stuff. It is probably one of my favourite accessories, and it's one of the ones that we've had in for the longest time. Now I love when it's on this reel, it sort of curls, and I quite like to leave it a bit longer so it curls like that. Now, let me see. I'm going to move it up ever so slightly. I like to wrap it round twice because it's a bit thin if not. It's about right. So let me just tell you that that is about 5 centimetres from the bottom of the piece of paper. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to position that on there and build up from the back. okay, because this one is at the back. Now this is going to stick flat onto the card, and then this will sit over the linen thread here, okay? So what I am going to do, I'm going to use my mini dimensionals for this one, and I'm going to pop 2 or 3 of these at the top and at the bottom, and they should sit either side of the linen thread that can run through the little tunnel of foam pads. And as I said, this is going to glue directly onto the card. Now, I'm not pushed that down too far because I want to see where this is going to go and if I'm happy with it and if it sits okay. Yeah, that does. That works. So I can take these off now, the backs of them off. And I can position that there over the linen thread, yeah? And then what I'm going to do is grab this one that we made. Let's clear that desk a little bit. Grab this one, pop some glue here on this extra tab and pop that on there like that. And just nip it together for a bit so it sticks. And this is going to have foam pads again. Now I'm going to put a couple at the top because they will sit over the linen thread, and then this one at the bottom and another one here. There we go. So those are like that because this one is going to sit here. Now actually, just be careful, you don't want one on the left because it's going to glue onto that pot. So I told you wrong there. So I'll just have the one hanging at the top. So when you look at it from the back, like that, you've got one at the right hand. Put a bit of glue here and then some at the bottom. Then it balances out. So what we're going to do is we're going to glue that over there like that. And then it's all level. Yeah, hope that makes sense. I did that wrong at the beginning when I was putting that. And then this one's a little bit trickier because of the style of the plant, but I'm going to put a little bit of glue on that bit that we had. And I'm going to tuck that in the plant pot there. Like that. And this one is going to sit, so the right hand leaf and maybe the middle one is going to be glued on to this pot here, and then I'm going to put foam pads at the bottom. So let me do that and then I can show you. So I'm going to pop foam pads at the bottom, but also on this one here, which when you turn it over is on the left, but then when you turn it back it's on the right. Okay, so I'm going to put a bit of glue here and a bit of glue there. Hope that makes sense for you. It's all to balance it out because the glue parts are going to sit on something that's already got a foam pad on it, and we don't want 2 levels of foam pads or dimensionals. So this is going to sit up here like that, and it should all work out with the levels, yeah? And then I've got my lovely linen thread that's doing its own thing, twirling about. And then I'm going to glue that onto it. This is my favourite card that I've done with, oh look, I've done it upside down, but it doesn't matter because the spots are spots on the other side. There's no right way or wrong way. I'm going to glue that on there. Like that. And then I'm going to pop that on there. card is done. This is my favourite one. And there we go. I love that card, or those cards. Really, really love those cards. Let me just check the time. Wow, that was only just over 15 minutes. So I've probably sped through that one really, really quickly. But I'm going to give you some time to catch up, because I'm going to put the next video up at 11:30. So at the moment I've put them up every half an hour, which is what I intended to do. So I will see you back here at 11:30. And we are going to make this card. I'll give you a sneak peek, which I forgot to do last time. So please come back at 11:30, where we will be doing this card. I will see you then. Bye.